We the only ones getting taken off the plane. Look at us.
I would never even film something. This is crazy.
You're right, yeah, this is wild.
Like 8 black people on the plane.
That was wild. No shit. I'm trying to get home. Yeah, what's the issue? What's going on?
Yeah, this shit is crazy.
This ain't no random pic.
What's the odor that you're smelling?
Back in with another hot one for y'all today. In this video today, we have a situation where 8 black men were removed from an American Airlines flight. Now, the story from American Airlines is that they were removed for body odor. Now, as soon as this happened, the 8 men on board kind of knew that something was up, so they got to speaking with the airline crew, and essentially they all believed that they were removed based on their race. Yeah, definitely a pretty crazy one today, man. Before we get started, man, y'all go ahead, sub to the channel, like the video, man. Go ahead and turn them post notifications on too. It really helps us out. I know YouTube sometimes don't be pushing the video out to everybody and stuff, so. And as always, we're gonna watch the video. I'm gonna get my opinion after.
I want some numbers and some names.
We the only ones getting taken off the plane. Look at us.
I would never even film something. This is crazy.
You're right, yeah, this is wild.
Like 8 black people on the plane.
That was wild. No shit. I'm trying to get home. Yeah, what's the issue? What's going on?
Yeah, this shit is crazy.
This ain't no random pic.
What's the odor that you're smelling?
This ain't no random pic.
So we don't have a right to be on the plane? Yo, I paid for the flight just like everybody else, but we don't have a right to be on the flight? Yo, this is crazy, man.
We can get a manager down here to speak. Yeah, we can't do anything right now. Well, we gotta go that way. All right.
You have to rebook us? What about the flight that I just paid for to be in New York City?
Right, we got work.
Yeah, man, that's the actual video of the altercation. Definitely some crazy stuff. To think that 8 black men, all unrelated, all unaffiliated, would be pulled off for body odor or anything they were talking about. I don't know how that can be explained off as just some type of happenstance or coincidence or something like that. It just seems pretty crazy just off the initial reaction. That's just the first video, but nonetheless though, shout out to those guys for standing their ground, you know, going through the proper channels, talking to the authorities, you know, telling them to get the manager in there and not just backing off and letting them do that to them without saying anything like that, because that's just insane stuff.
We the only ones getting taken off the plane. Look at us.
This video at the center of a newly filed lawsuit against American Airlines appears to show a number of black men after they've been removed from a flight allegedly due to a complaint about offensive body odor.
So this is discrimination.
The lawsuit claims as Flight 832 from Phoenix to New York was finishing boarding in January, American employees removed 8 black men from the plane. They were not traveling together, weren't seated next to each other, did not know each other, and appeared to be the only black men on the flight, according to the suit filed early this morning.
As I got my things and walked to the front of the plane and made a left to the jet bridge, I noticed that there was 7 other black men. And that kind of was like, okay, what's happening here? So
for plaintiffs Emmanuel Jean Joseph, Alvin Jackson, and Xavier Veal, Flight 832 was a connection. They'd taken an earlier flight from Los Angeles without issue.
It was just black men, so I started freaking out. I pulled out my phone to record everything.
At any point, did somebody from American say to any of you that you had an offensive odor?
No.
The lawsuit claims over the course of about an hour, the men were kept in the jetway and then moved to the gate area where they were told they'd be rebooked on another flight to New York later that day, and alleges an American employee indicated the complaint about offensive body odor had come from a white male flight attendant. A gate agent seen in the video at one point seems to agree race was a factor in the men getting pulled off the flight.
Just because of the color of my skin. Okay. Okay.
I do not disagree.
But when another flight to New York couldn't be found, they were put back on the same plane.
Had to go back on the plane with everybody looking at us, you know, for me, very uncomfortable. Everybody staring at me. Me and all the other black people on the plane were just taking off.
I knew that as soon as I get on that plane, a sea of white faces were going to be looking at me and blaming me for their late flight of an hour.
Their lawyer, Sue Huta, says American declined to give her clients any answers about what happened in Phoenix.
It's almost inconceivable to come up with an explanation for that other than the color of their skin, particularly since they didn't know each other, they weren't sitting near each other. It seems fairly apparent that race was part of this dynamic.
The lawsuit cites other recent incidents where passengers have alleged being discriminated against by American and a 2017 NAACP travel advisory urging members not to fly the airline. It was lifted about 8 months later.
Yeah, man, I think the thing that makes this so crazy and just, you know, absolutely bizarre is just the fact that these guys did not know each other. They had no affiliation with each other. They were essentially handpicked by that flight attendant and removed from this flight. Just to think that a rogue flight attendant would do this and then use an excuse such as body odor to make that happen, it's just crazy in my mind. I mean, imagine the odds that all 8 of those black men actually did have just obscene body odor and they were actually stinking up the plane. Now, let's just say that's true. So why were they then let back onto the plane after this altercation that took place? Now, I'm not saying that somebody that smells bad shouldn't be removed from a plane. I have no problem with that. If you stinking up the plane like that and people can't even think straight, yeah, you got to get off the plane. I'm sorry, like, you got to go. But me personally, I just find it highly unlikely that those 8 black men were stinking to the point that they had to be removed from that flight. And again, just factoring in that they're all black men, it just makes the odds more unlikely to me. Now, I am very happy that they filed this lawsuit against American Airlines, these 3 black gentlemen. Hopefully those gentlemen get some type of recompense for having to go through something like that. I just think this is something crazy to have to go through, and the fact that they wasted their time, wasted everybody's time with this nonsense is just kind of crazy to me. Now, the whole thing about going back onto the plane and the white people eyes looking at them and stuff like that, I don't know nothing about that, because at the end of the day, that flight attendant should be more ashamed than all 8 of y'all combined, especially after having wasted everybody's time like that. And just one last thing before I end it, man, I do find it absurd the amount of people choosing to be obtuse under these videos, man. The amount of people making these racist comments under these videos is just absurd to me. I mean, I don't live with a veil over my eyes, so in no way do I think that racism is gone or anything like that. But I'm under these videos seeing people joke about Somalian people and different African people, man. It's just sick to me. It's just so absurd to see. And I find it sad that those 8 black men now have to be subject to those kind of nasty comments and things like that, man. It's just sad stuff. But that's all I got to say on this one today, man. Y'all, please let me know what y'all think about this one below, man. This was a crazy video. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, man. Sub to the channel, man. It really helps us out. If you haven't already yet either, man, go ahead and turn those post notifications on too, man. It helps get the video to y'all as soon as it drops. Also, gotta give a big shout out to all the supporters on the different platforms, man. The Discord, the Twitter, the Instagram, man. Y'all just help keep this ship afloat, man. It's crazy, man. I appreciate you guys. I thank God for you guys. I wouldn't be able to do any of this, man, without God and without you guys, man. So I just appreciate y'all. And with all that said, man, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.